Reading through a CB magazine the other day, I came across this little gem and I thought, I'm going to have to do a video on this. This is brilliant. I can't believe how naive we were back in the day. So let me just read you a little excerpt. This was in the magazine. Free antenna checker. Worried about the length of your twig? Worry no more. The free Citizens Band DIY antenna checker will tell you at a glance whether it exceeds the 1.5 metre legal limit. Simply join together all the parts of the antenna checker, these bits here. Hold it up next to your twig. If it's illegal, the antenna will be longer than the checker. Simple, isn't it? As an added bonus, the unique centre load detector will tell you whether or not your antenna has an illegal centre load fitted. Simply slide the checking hole down the length of the whip. If there's any kind of loading device fitted, it will come to an abrupt halt, indicating that the antenna is illegal. Are we good to you or what? Wow, God, I don't know, how would you know if you had a centre loaded antenna without the antenna checker? So, let me grab a pair of scissors, we'll cut all this antenna checker out, sellotape it all together, and I better check whether my antenna meets the legal length. So now we have built the aerial checker. Let's go off and see if this thing actually works and test some aerials and see what the results are. So hold on tight, we're heading back in my time machine to November 1981. Here we go. The Z27 is the first aerial we're going to test, which is a base loaded antenna. So let's lay out the tape measure and see what we get. So this rocks in at an overall length of 129 centimetres. So that means this aerial, by 1981 standards, which has to be a maximum of 1.5 metres or 150, we got 129. That's completely legal. So the aerial checker has said, yep, you can definitely use that. Right, on to the next test aerial. So let's try the second check. We should be able to put this through here. This should pass unhindered all the way to the base coil at the bottom, which it does. So this is passed on both. One, it's not oversized, and two, there's nothing hindering the antenna checker with the hold section passing right to the base of the whip. So that aerial, by 1981 standards, is completely legal. So the next one is a Moonraker ball whip. So let's lay out the tape measure again and we'll repeat the exercise on this aerial. Oh no, look, this is too long. There's the max 150. So it's over length. So it's failed on the length specification. Let's try it on the actual checker down the actual thing itself, whether there's any obstructions. So according to the antenna checker, we should be able to put the hole of the whip through this hole and pass it all the way down to the bottom. Let's see if that works. Right, so here's the antenna checker. We put that in there and we simply pass it all the way down to the bottom, and it should... oh no, look, it's hit an obstruction. There's a massive centre loading coil in the way. Who would have thought that it wouldn't have gone all the way to the bottom and it had this in the middle? I had noticed that. Thank God for the antenna checker. So that means this aerial's failed on both tests. One, it's too long, and two, it seems to have some sort of obstruction in the middle, a massive centre loaded coil that means we can't actually go to the bottom of the aerial. Well, I never. So now on to the fire stick. Let's wander off back down the pole. Here we go. So looking so good so far. Oh no, look. Look, we've run out of tape measure and we're still going, still going, still going. Oh, that's not good. So we maxed out. So this fire stick, which is a 7-foot fire stick, genuine fire stick, has actually failed. You've still got all that there, but it's too long. How surprising. So let's try it on the other test and see if we can pass it all the way down and there's no obstructions. Right, let's get the antenna checker, put it over the end of the fire stick, see how we get on. Oh, the fire stick's actually wider than the tape. So there's no way that's going through that hole. So that means that this aerial on thickness is too thick and therefore completely illegal. Who would ever have thought? How would I have ever identified these facts without having this handy antenna checker from the CB radio magazine? That's brilliant. Who would have ever thought it? So here's a shot from the other direction going up. As you can see, Z27 maxes out here. The other two just keep going to the moon, especially the fire stick. So I can imagine all those CB radio operators back in the 80s going out buying their magazine, shredding it, cutting out that page and then doing their antenna checking thing. However did they survive? It's amazing. What did we do before the internet? Oh, I know. We had the antenna checker. Now this is a bit radical because I just found out that my other half has got an antenna checker. So I didn't even realise she was into CB radios. But hers is a bit more radical. Hers, not only does it do centimetres, also does inches the other side. And she brought this in the shop. So they're still selling antenna checkers. It's amazing, isn't it? After all these years, you can buy the antenna checker in the shop. Wow. And then even more radical, I found out that they do even longer antenna checkers. And these things are called tape measures. Look. And that's got the combined scale on one side. How cool is that? And it's a retractable antenna checker. And these are widely available in the shops as well. So, for all you lot out there, you can just walk into practically any shop and pick up an antenna checker. Who would ever have thought they caught on and marketed for such a lot of money? So yeah, look, there's her antenna checker. This one I found in my garage. I didn't even realise I had an antenna checker. And then there's the one we got out the magazine. So it just goes to show you how popular these were because they've been mass marketed and produced. So this is like anything. Seeing as I've got the actual original antenna checker from the magazine, not one of these cheap knockoffs, it's like a Gentech 148. So if anyone wants to purchase this genuine antenna checker, not the knockoffs, I'll be selling this. It'll be available for $129.99. I'll leave some details at the end. You can email me and drop me a note, and that will include free postage to you as well. I'll do that as a favour for you for the price, just because I'm not going to be using it anymore and I just want to get rid of it. So remember, $129.99. Please leave a comment if you want one. Let me know, and this piece of CB nostalgia could be yours.